Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Nice to meet some of you in person for the first time.
Same.
Very exciting night. 2 weeks ago, sat down and looked at our picks and said, what would be the best case scenario? And these were the two guys we really wanted. So we feel very fortunate, very excited to have them in the family.
Can you talk maybe about Saraton Desire?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Sarah.
Can you talk maybe about your experience about guys who's, for whatever reasons, agent, management, etc., you don't have them come in for a workout?
Yeah, it's not super uncommon. Been through many times through the years. And, we were able to meet with Ace at the Combine and speak to him in person, and obviously saw him play a lot, being highly rated high school player and college player. So we got to see him quite a bit.
Was there any hesitancy, though, with, all the pre-draft process, a lot that was surrounding him, but, okay, maybe he doesn't want to play here, maybe not?
No. He's great. Was able to speak with him. He was super excited. We're super excited. We're expecting a very bright future.
I'm curious. He said, and Walter said too, that they didn't know that the Jazz were interested in them before tonight. And curious, is that a strategic move? That you kind of want to keep your interests close to the vest. That, and how do you decide kind of when to share your respect for a player?
Yeah, we don't like to tell. I mean, it's mostly agents you're dealing with, right? So we don't like to say who we're going to take for sure. It's just hard. There's trades and everything, and sometimes if you just kind of keep that information private, it's easier to maneuver around a little bit. So we don't try to tip our hand in advance.
And then with Ace's game, tell us about what you like about what you think you can bring to the Jazz and what you hope his development path is for the next few years.
Yeah, I mean, Ace is extremely talented shot maker, big, long, athletic. His scoring gets a lot of attention, deservedly so. He's very skilled for his size, but watching a lot of film on him, was impressed with his defensive effort and particularly his rebounding. A lot of weak side block shots, and his joy and energy for the game. We do a lot of background calls and work on guys, and everyone loves being around Ace. He's fun, smiles every day, just a breath of fresh air in the gym.
With conversations, kind of people who are on league scouts, etc., people from Rutgers, it seems like Ace is maybe one of the less developed guys that's coming into the league, not had as much basketball experience as some of the other guys, different programs and playing at high levels, etc. Does that make him seem ultra moldable as he comes into the game?
I would disagree with that evaluation. I think sometimes with guys when they're rated number 1 or number 2 in high school and come in with all the fanfare that Ace and Dylan had at Rutgers, and there's a little disappointment in their season. They didn't win as many games as they were expected to. That expectations, basically the reality and expectations aren't quite matched up, and so there's a little bit harsher judgment. And the guy is pretty skilled and had some pretty big games this year. So I think I don't think he's further away or less developed than a lot of the other 18-year-olds toward the top of this draft.
Awesome. Hey, Sam Barnes with KSL Channel 5. Good to meet you. Anyway, Ace also mentioned that he has the ability to push his teammates to be the best they can, and the coaches. He's called himself an instant leader. Do you see him having that ability to be a leader right away?
I mean, it's always hard for rookies to be leaders. They have to learn what they're doing before they can help others. But like I said, I really believe in his energy and his spirit, and that is a way to lead, right? It may not be, guys, this is our defensive coverage, because most rookies I need to learn that. But it can be, let's get in the gym and let's play harder and let's fight through adversity. I think he does a lot of that naturally from me observing him from afar.
What do you like about Walter's game?
Had a chance to watch Walter a lot. Saw him play at Iona, and obviously we all saw him have a magical run this year. He is tough, smart, an amazing shooter, athletic, and mature. I mean, obviously you win as many games as he has, and you're an accomplished player already. It's been really fun for me to watch his progression. He's really gotten better as kind of an athletic kid learning the point guard position throughout college. He just got better and better and better at it every year, and that really impressed me. Just the arc.
What went into the decision then to kind of move up for him at 18 rather than kind of
Yeah,
fall at 21?
it's impossible to know who likes a guy, right, and where they're going to go. Like I said, 2 weeks before the draft, we had these guys circled as this is our dream scenario, and so we started making calls, quite a bit before pick 21, where we were slated. We were worried, so we just were trying to move up kind of all along the line until at 18, Washington got an offer they liked, and we made the swap there. So that was how it went.
Do you have any sort of philosophy on guys that come into the league after like spending 4 years in college versus ones that come in one and done?
I don't think there's any general rules. Everyone's on their own development path. We see players all the time in the NBA hit their peaks at 28 and find it at 24, and some guys find it at 21. It's just an individual journey.
Austin, I know you're absorbing what happened tonight,
Mm-hmm.
but does this set the table or change the arc moving forward for what comes next?
No, not really. I've said this before, so apologies. I may say it 100 more times, but we just kind of believe in stacking good decisions, just making good decisions over and over as best we can. And then you look up and you have a lot of good players and or assets or whatever you're trying to do. So we're just trying to make good decisions every day as best we can.
How was this draft different than, I guess, your other drafts that you've been a part of, being kind of the quote-unquote head decision maker?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot easier just acting really smart over there, saying you should do this. It's a lot easier. But no, like I said, this turned out how we wanted, and I've got a lot of very experienced and great help to help me through it.
What was the feeling in the room seeing the first 4 picks go the way that they went?
Yeah, it's kind of what we predicted before the draft, but you never really know. Everyone does media smoke screens and fake leaks and holds their cards close, and so you never fully know. But this was what we had projected in the last few days with what we'd heard, but you just never know until it happens. But we were very excited.
What were you able to learn about Ace at the combine, being able to talk to him?
I think more than any individual answer, it was just, again, his general personality, his positivity, his energy. He's got a youthful exuberance that's contagious. I actually interviewed him at the combine when I was with Boston. I interviewed him with Boston's group, and then I was able to watch the recording of the Jazz interview also. So I get to see 2 interviews at least. But no, he was great.
Did you notice any difference in those?
Not really.
Yeah.
No. He, I think he probably had to do 12 or so of those. I'm sure we ask generally the same questions. We're not journalists. We're not good at asking questions like you guys.
Are you expecting for both players to play in summer leagues, both summer leagues?
Yes.
It's interesting, Austin, that the very thing that some people were concerned about with Ace is something that you said is what drew you in to some extent.
What is that concern?
Personality, his attitude.
Oh no, I feel like I feel like that is pretty universal. I would say that if you talk to anyone who's been around Ace the last couple years in basketball, any of his teammates, coaches, they'd all say the same thing. This is not a unique perspective of ours. This is pretty universal.
To ask, over the last few days, there have been multiple rumors with you guys chasing after Jaylen Brown, and obviously you know Jaylen well, but is there truth to those rumors, and how are you approaching the next few days from a trade market point of view?
I don't like to confirm or deny rumors just as a policy, but I will this time. No, that hasn't happened. No conversations that way.
What positive changes do you see these two draftees making to your team?
Well, we hope they're really good at basketball. I mean, they got a lot of talent. They each can do different things, but both of them are very good shooters and scorers, and we hope that they develop and learn our system very quickly. But we understand it's a process with young guys, and so we just over the next couple years, we hope they can become really important pieces of our future.